Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. Good morning, even. Oh, what am I doing? Not even connected properly. There we go. Good morning from England. I don't know why I said good afternoon. It's good afternoon for some of you. Good afternoon if you are in parts of Europe or even in parts of Asia. Good evening to other people. Welcome to today's live stream, my weekly, well, mostly weekly IELTS live stream. Today is IELTS Speaking. Yeah, if you want to know the test number, I will tell you so you can find your book if you want to be prepared for it. It is IELTS Book 19, test number 3. Okay, we have a backstage guest waiting for us. Backstage guest, are you ready to come on stage? Yes. Okay, let's get you on. Okay, I'll just
Hello,
load
everybody.
you in Hello Talk. Hello. Can you introduce yourself in case people don't know you? Who are you?
Well, my name is Varvara. I am mostly Chris's co-presenter now.
Yeah, you are. You're my main co-presenter.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, you usually often come on, don't you? I'm just going to tell people in my group, which is called Hello Talk, that it started because we have one eyeball. Can you see the eye looking at us?
This is another program that I am.
Oh, you don't see that. Okay, well, the eye came and it went. Okay, hello everyone. If there's anyone watching, please tell us. Let me put a message. Is anyone watching? Okay, so how do we do this live stream? You know the format now, don't you?
Yes.
What do we do first? Well, I'll tell you if you can't remember. We go into my classroom. Let's get a nice good view of me there. Here's my IELTS classroom, and yeah, I just quickly introduce myself. If you don't know me, where's my classroom gone? Yeah, so this is Wednesday, 17th of October. Slightly different time than usual, just because it's hard to fit these things in with everyone's schedules. So today we're a bit earlier, 6 p.m. Beijing time, which is 11 o'clock UK time. Okay, so yeah, this is me. I have a long and interesting career. I started my career many years ago in Korea in 2009, which ridiculously is 16 years ago now. Then I went to China, where I taught in 2014-15, Vietnam 2017, France 2017. And I came back to my home country where I have taught mostly since 2018. But I'm an online teacher these days, so I go to different places. I've taught in Turkey, Istanbul, online. That was quite fun. Very nice place. And this is my favorite place to go at the moment, the Philippines. Great place to live, where I teach online sometimes. Okay, so there's my teacher profile. I have all these qualifications, and I teach online, mostly general English, a bit of IELTS. There's my YouTube channel. Please subscribe so I can grow. Okay, IELTS. IELTS. What does it stand for, co-presenter Varvara? Can you remember?
Let me try and remember.
Is it independent elephants like to sing?
No.
That's a good guess.
Yes.
No.
International English Language Testing System.
International English Language Testing System. Let's see what computer says. Do you agree with Varvara? Yes, that's exactly what it is. An international English language testing system. It's international, many countries. It tests your English. And what is the scoring system?
It is from 0 to 9.
Good. And what do all those scores mean? Can you remember?
Well, all those scores mean the level of your English.
And is 0 a good score or a bad score?
0 means that you do not know English at all.
Yeah, maybe that would be the score that the mouse in my house would get. Remember the mouse in my house? Don't think he speaks any English. So there you go, 0, no English. And most people want minimum 6. Some people will be okay with 5, and 9 is brilliant. You're proficient. You can use English to do everything you need to, and you should be as good or nearly as good, or maybe better than some native speakers. That's people who have been speaking English from birth. Why do people study IELTS?
People mostly study IELTS to get a job in an English-speaking country, or just to get a certificate.
A certificate? Like a cat. I think certificate would be a certificate for a cat. Normally they're called certificates. Yeah, good. Any other reasons?
Well, just to study in a very good university.
Yes. So I think, yeah, traditionally, that was in the past, they were for people to study in English-speaking countries like England, USA, Australia, Canada. But these days, it can just be an English language course in any country. What are the different kinds of IELTS tests?
Well, we have general IELTS and academic IELTS.
Oh, really? What does that mean? What's the difference?
General is much easier than academic.
Oh, yeah, a little bit. Which parts of it are easier?
Let me think. I think that it's writing and reading, maybe.
Good. And who will want to do academic IELTS?
Somebody who wants to, have a career.
Yeah, somebody who wants to study at a university will do academics. So harder reading and writing sections. Yeah, good. Remember your pronunciation, Barbara. It's not won't, it's want.
What?
Won't is the contraction of will not. I will not. But good. You have good pronunciation, don't you? Are you trying to do a British accent now, an English accent?
No. Just once I was speaking with a British accent.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like it. Just some of my students said, yes, you have a good British accent. So where are we next? What's the format of the IELTS exam? Can you remember?
Yes, I think so.
What is it?
Well, the academy.
So what are the 4 skills first? Let's start from the beginning.
Listen, reading, writing, and speaking.
Yeah, let's see what computer says. Yeah, I usually start with speaking because it's usually the one that people are most interested in. Speaking, listening, reading, writing. Okay, so yeah, we're running out of time, so I'll go through quickly. Speaking, which we're doing today, 3 parts, 15 minutes. Listening, 4 parts, 30 minutes. Reading, 3 parts, 1 hour. Writing, 2 parts, 1 hour. Yeah, we'll just shoot through that. We'll do these on other days because we want to concentrate on speaking today, getting lots of speaking time. So 3 parts. What is part 1?
Simple personal questions, about 5 minutes. Part 2, short speech with questions, about 4 minutes. Part 3, difficult discussion questions, 5 minutes.
Yeah, 5+ minutes. So in total, how long is the speaking exam usually?
14 minutes. If you...
Yeah. Well, they usually say 15 minutes. I know that my numbers are a bit strange, but it's never exact because it's just speaking, so they can't completely control the length of it. Okay, marking criteria. Do you remember what that means?
Yes, I remember the marking criteria.
I mean, what does it mean, speaking marking criteria?
Means, well, how you talk.
Yeah, it means what the examiner uses to give you your score. So when he gives you or she gives you your score between 0 and 9, what do? They look at 4 things. What are the 4 things?
Well, markings.
Oh, you've got a game show in your, going on in your house, have we?
Sorry.
What was that? Some kind of song contest. Okay, let's quickly go through it. Fluency and coherence. So fluency, that do you speak at a good speed? No, like that. Coherence, everything neatly connected together. Okay, because you could have great English, but what you say is not connected. For example, you say, yeah, yesterday I went to the bank. My favorite animal is the monkey. Shakespeare wrote 40 plays. You see, that English is very good. There's no mistakes, but is it connected? Does it make sense?
No, it does not.
No, so that's bad coherence, okay? And so the other things are the more usual things in English. Lexical resource, that's your lexis or vocabulary. Is it accurate? Do you have a wide range of it? Remember, we always give this example. You can say big, or you can say a more unusual word like what?
Huge, enormous.
Good. Grammatical range and accuracy. Is it accurate? So my name are Chris. Is that accurate?
No, it's not accurate.
What's wrong?
Because you put the verb in another.
Yeah, it's a verb problem. It's actually a verb person error. It should be my name is Chris, first person singular. Okay, also range. Do you just use simple structures, or can you use something more complex like the future perfect continuous? Can you give me a future perfect continuous sentence?
I will have been swimming by 9 o'clock tomorrow.
Okay, yeah, you missed one small thing out. You missed out the time duration. I would have been swimming for how long?
For 3 hours at 7 o'clock.
Remember, by is the preposition. Good. So that was very hard. Okay, but even if you tried such a difficult structure, the examiner would be happy. Pronunciation. So I say my name is Cruz. Is that a good pronunciation?
Bad pronunciation of the word Chris.
Yeah, that's a problem with the phonetics. Yeah, so it's the wrong vowel sound. Other different problems. For example, if I say mathematics, is that a correct pronunciation?
No.
What's the correct pronunciation?
Mathematics.
Good. So that was a word stress problem. I stressed the wrong syllable or the wrong sound unit. So yeah, just think about those things. If you want to know exactly how the examiner works, you have these things, the band descriptors, showing all the bands from 1 up to 9 and the different categories, the marking criteria, and what you have to do to get each score. So I always say, unfortunately, I'm not a qualified IELTS examiner, so I can't give people an exact score, but I can say roughly. And maybe if we record you and later we look at these, we can give you a more accurate score. Anyone who is an examiner in the audience, please give us some feedback. Okay, so we're going to start today. And which test are we doing? Can you remind everyone? Oh, 4 people are watching. Please tell us if you're watching. Say hello. Send us a comment. Someone can even come on stage. So, Vivara, which test are we doing today?
So, hello everybody. Today we are doing the speaking test.
Which one? So, I mean, some people might want to know so they can find it. What's the name? What's the book number and what's the test number?
Book number 19. That's 19.
Test number?
Test number 3.
Good. Yeah, so if you follow IELTS, they bring out a new book quite regularly. I don't know what number they're on now. Are they on, have they moved to 20 or 21? I'm not sure. Okay, so we're going to start with part 1. Okay, what is part 1 again?
Part
Oh dear.
is simple questions, and here the topic is holidays.
Yeah, I have forgotten my notebook again, haven't I? I wanted to give good feedback. Shall we try it without my notebook? So yeah, what we're going to do is we're going to do, I think maybe 3 questions for part 1. It might be enough. You will give your answer and then I'll give a quick bit of feedback before we go on to part 2.
Okay.
I'm trying to think if I should at least, I had my notebook ready. I've lost it. Okay, I might have to run away and leave everyone.
Shall I?
Yeah, I don't know what you can do when I run. What can you do? Are you going to be the host? What are you going to talk about if I go?
Well, I might read my answer.
Well, not yet, because we're going to do that in a second.
Well, I can wait then.
Oh, you're going to disappear as well. Okay, that's okay. I don't even know how to turn off my video. Sorry, everyone, for that break. That was a bit unprofessional. If you have just joined us, I just had to run and get my notepad. Lost a bit of valuable time there. Okay, so we're going to do part 1. I was thinking how I could do this. Maybe I can just type in your answers. That might be the best way. Okay, so part 1, simple personal questions. Yeah, about 20 seconds is the best length here. It's a good opportunity to show off different tenses because these questions should be quite easy. Okay, so I'm your examiner. Let me introduce myself. My name is Alison McDonald. Okay, so we've done the other parts of the test. Now we're going to do the speaking. Okay, and today for part one, we're going to talk about holidays. Do you prefer spending holidays with friends or with family? Why?
I would prefer spending holidays with my family because if something bad happens, my friends, which are only 8 or 9 years old, will not know what to do. If I'm with my parents, on the other hand, they would know what to do.
Yeah, good. You answered the question. You said, yeah, with family, you gave a reason, you gave an example. And very good English, good fluency. A tiny bit strange though. Yeah, it's saying would, okay, because that's like an imaginary situation.
Yes.
So you just say the reality. So I usually have holidays with my parents, not my friends. But if I had the choice, I would want a holiday with my parents. What kind of holiday accommodation do you like to stay in and why?
My parents prefer rented flats because hotels might be booked up and it is hard to find a hotel that you like. Rented flats are good because it didn't have any busy restaurants and people walking.
Sorry, that was a bit hard to hear you. Did you move away from the microphone? Can you come closer to your microphone?
Yes,
What's happened to it? Hello?
is it? Do you hear me?
Yeah. Good. Sorry, let's just try it one more time. What kind of holiday accommodation do you like to stay in and why?
My parents prefer rented flats because hotels might be booked up and it is hard to find a hotel that you like. Rented flats are good because it doesn't have any busy restaurants and people walking in it.
Yeah, good. So you answered the question, which is flats. Okay, and then you gave a reason because you said hotels might be booked up. Is that what you said?
Yes.
Yes, and then you gave an example with your parents. Yeah, and it was good English and good fluency. Yeah, I know we've practiced these ones, and you wrote your answers, but I know also you can do them without practice, can't you? So maybe the next one, can you do it from your head? But I know you have the answer ready. What plans do you have for your next holiday?
I want to go to Moscow for my next holiday. I'm going with my mum and dad. I want to go to Moscow because it's very beautiful there. Also, my mum and dad visited Moscow too. I want to visit Moscow too with my parents, of course.
Good. Sorry, yeah, I couldn't hear you because I had my volume control a bit low. It's louder now. Yeah, so you answered the question. I want to go to Moscow. You gave a reason, you gave details. It was good English, good grammar and lexis, and good fluency. Okay, so remember, now I always add a new one, which you haven't practiced, Vavara, because just to show everyone you can do this without practice. Can you turn your camera on?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to think of, I'm really bad at thinking of questions. Last time I asked you one about summer and winter holidays. What can I say? Okay, let's try this one. Would you prefer, if you had a choice, a holiday in your own country or abroad? That's a different country.
I would prefer a holiday in my own country because in my country everybody knows that I am from Russia, and there would not be any problem to be friends with somebody. If I am abroad, it can take much more time to get there, and I might use a dictionary, which is very hard. Then I am talking with the other people.
Oh, good. Just seeing that Risa is watching. Can you say hello to Risa Vavara?
Hello.
Hello, remember Risa? I think you're from Indonesia. Yeah, good. So that was a bit harder. Yeah, so you answered the question. I think you said you'd prefer to have a holiday in your own country, didn't you? And you gave the reason because people would know you and they'd be your friend. And abroad, people wouldn't know you and you'd have to use a dictionary to speak a different language. Good. Still good accuracy and good language. So the fluency was a bit lower, wasn't it? But it's hard. Okay, so with my students, especially with Vavara, we do lots of practice. I give you the questions, and then I recommend writing answers for practice.
Yes.
Just so you can get nice, beautiful answers. But obviously in the exam, you can't do that. So we practice different kinds. We practice ones that you've prepared with your brilliant answers, and then we practice new ones. So in the exam, everything will be new, won't it? Okay, part 2. Vavara, what's part 2?
So, part 2, I need to...
So you're not just telling me about this one, just tell me usually what part 2 is. What is the format?
It's just some text which I need to make notes about and quickly tell it to you.
Yeah, good. So the task is really a presentation, okay? And so the format is part 1, you read the instructions. Part 2, you prepare. Part 3, you speak. Part 4, the examiner will ask you a question or 2. Okay, so we're going to start. I'm going to read it, and then you're going to prepare. So I would like you to describe a car journey you made that took longer than expected. You should say where you were going, who you were going with, how you felt during the journey, and explain why this car journey took longer than expected. Do you have your pen, your paper, and your timer? Yeah, so 1 minute preparation time. Please go. So Risa's watching. Anyone else watching? Say hello. Thirty more seconds. Ten more seconds. Okay, I'll say the question again. So I would like you to describe a car journey you made that took longer than expected. Say where you were going, who you were with, how you felt during the journey, and explain why this car journey took longer than expected. Try to talk for 2 minutes. We generally do 6 sections. So we do introduction, answer question 1, answer question 2, answer question 3, answer question 4, and then a finish. Are you ready?
Yes.
Yeah, when you're ready, I'll begin the clock. Remember, this one means move on. If you're talking for too long about something, this one is there's a time problem, and this one means stop. Okay, I'll try it and put the clock up. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, you can see it, can't you? Okay, when you're ready, start speaking. I'll start the clock.
I'm going to describe a car journey I made that took longer than expected. I should say where I was going, who I were with, how I felt during the journey, and explain why this car journey took longer than I expected. So I'm going to describe a car journey to a city in the south of Russia. It is called Adler. Adler has a very famous amusement park in it. So the city called Adler, it took 3 hours to get there by car. I was going there with my mum and dad, and I felt sad because I thought that the park would close before we get there. So it took 3 hours to get there because of a traffic jam which was created by an accident next to Adler. So I have described a car journey to Adler that took longer than I expected. I said that I was going to Adler, that I went with my parents, and I felt sad during the journey. And I explained why this car journey took longer than expected. It was a traffic jam.
Finished?
Yes.
Okay, are you happy with that?
I think so, yes.
Yeah, did you complete the task?
Well, yes, I answered everything.
Yeah, so you did an introduction, you introduced everything, you said the 4 questions you were going to answer, then you answered them one by one. You said you were going, question number 1, you were going to a place called Adler. Question 2, you said you were going with your parents. Question 3, how you felt. You said you felt sad, you gave a reason. What was the reason again?
I thought that the special amusement park would close.
Yeah, because you were going to an amusement park. Number 4, why it took longer than expected. There was an accident. And then you gave a finish. Yeah, did you talk for 2 minutes?
I don't know.
It was a little bit short, wasn't it? I have 1 minute 42. How could you have made it a bit longer?
Well, I could have, talked a little bit slower.
Yeah, we don't want to do that. I think you could have given a bit more information for number 1, where you were going, said a bit more about Adler. No one knows anything about Adler. I don't know what I do now, but the students don't know anything about Adler.
Well, I said
this. What did you say? I can't remember. Sorry.
I said Adler is in the south of Russia, and
did you say that? Sorry.
has a very famous amusement park in it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe I was wrong there. Okay, well, you could have added something somewhere. You said your parents. Okay. Okay, well, you could have added a little bit of somewhere, but basically it was very good. I mean, it wasn't too short, very, very short, was it? 1 minute 42, and the fluency was good. There wasn't really any hesitation. I just noted some small things with the language. I'm trying to remember what the problem was. I think there was a grammar problem. I think you said who I were with. Is that what you said? There was some kind of problem with the verb, only a small thing.
Oh.
But I know you don't usually make that mistake. So it was just when you were talking quickly and not thinking about the grammar.
Sorry,
and then sorry?
Sorry, I was scared that I would, my story would be too long.
Okay. Then as an error you sometimes make with pronunciation. So the word is not pronounced parents. How do we pronounce that word?
Parents.
Parents. Good. Okay, and what's the next part of part 2? We did preparation, talk, and then we finish with?
Your questions.
Yes, so the examiner will probably ask you 1 or 2 questions about your presentation. So you say you went to a city called Adler in the south of Russia. Had you been there before?
Yes, I had been to Adler very much before. Well, I just don't know.
Okay, so the examiner might ask you a follow-up question. By the way, yeah, the language, that's not very good language, not very much, many times before. Okay, the examiner might say, okay, why?
At what?
Why had you been to Adler many times before?
I've been to Adler many times before because Adler has a famous amusement park in it called Sochi Park. It has lots of playgrounds and roundabouts. Also, it has a very big roller coaster, which is very scary. I have never been on it, but I have seen it.
Good. So yeah, you answered the question there. So you talked about the reason you went to Adler, the amusement park, and you gave some good vocabulary. Roller coaster, if you don't know, is the ride that goes like this, the crazy one. Everyone is screaming. Yeah, good fluency, good language, good pronunciation, and good articulation. That's similar to pronunciation. That's just speaking clearly. Some people don't speak clearly. We can't, even if they have good pronunciation, that maybe their mouth is not open. We can't hear the words. You said everything very clearly. Good. So now we must move on to part 3. What is part 3?
Well, discussion topics, driving a car, for example.
Yeah. So discussion topics. So these are difficult questions. So we give your opinion. We don't necessarily argue. Maybe I give my opinion, you give your opinion. Maybe we agree, maybe we disagree. So there'll be follow-up questions here. Maybe the examiner asks you a question, you'll give an answer, and they will ask a question about your answer. Remember opinion language. What's some opinion language? Opinion language, please.
Well, in my opinion, in my view, I think that.
Yeah, just use phrases like this. Okay, so it's a bit easier here because we can see the question. But in the exam, you won't see it. Sometimes the question will be very difficult and it will be difficult for you to think of an answer quickly. So use phrases, thinking phrases, if you want to help you, like, that's an interesting question. Let me think. Well, I've never thought about that before. From my perspective, research, yeah. That's an interesting question. And you can repeat back the question. For example, number 1, oh, okay, how interested are young people in your country in learning to drive? Okay, so it could be any different topic. The good thing about part 3 is, what's the good thing about part 3, Vivara? Remember what we said? That can help you.
Part 3 is mostly on the same topic or something the same, which was in part 2. So you can guess before you start part 3.
Exactly, they are connected. So remember part 2 is about car journeys. So you can think, oh yeah, maybe it's about cars or journeys or transport, something like that. Start to get ready. So this is quite a different, the discussion topic 1, which is similar to 2, is driving a car. So this is difficult for you because you've never driven a car. Well, not
Yes.
really, because you're very young. You have to be, what, 17 to drive? You're not 17 yet. So let's try this, okay? So, candidate Lavara. For part 3 discussion topics, we're going to start with driving a car. How interested are young people in your country in learning to drive?
In my view, in my country, people are very eager to drive because Russia has lots of places which you need to see with your own eyes. So people learn to drive a car and drive to Moscow, for example.
Yes, Russia is a very big country, so I guess it has lots of things to see. Yeah, good vocabulary, by the way. Eager, that means you really want to do something. She is a princess passenger, says Risa. What does she mean by that? Okay, yeah, could you give me an example of a place that somebody might want to drive to in Russia?
Well, I can ask.
Oh, you said Moscow, did you? Yeah, good. How interested are young people in your country in learning to drive? Yes, so you think they would rather learn to drive than use other options like take the train?
Well, driving your own car is better than a train. Or for example, the train, it can only come to one part of Moscow, for example. But in a car, you can drive closer to the place that you want to look at.
Good answer. Yes, you can go to the exact address you want to in a car. So that's an advantage cars have over other forms of public transport, or certainly trains. Taxis can go to addresses too. What are the differences between driving in the countryside and driving in the city?
Well, the countryside might be even dangerous in some options than the city. So there is an option that in Sochi, for example, all the houses are close to the narrow road. And, for example, children or even grown-ups can go onto the road, which is very narrow, and they might not see the car which is coming. So most accidents are mostly in the countryside. But in the city, people walk on paths and the cars do not bother them much.
Good. So, yeah, you gave one reason, a safety reason. You said the countryside was more dangerous, and one specific reason you have in where you live in the countryside, the houses are closer to the roads, which is dangerous. Good. Some good language there. For example, narrow. So narrow is the opposite of wide. Okay. Do you consider most drivers where you live to be good drivers?
Yes, I really much consider them to be good drivers because where I live, Mostly there are pits in which the cars can fall and there can be an accident. So you need to be a good driver to avoid the pits.
Good. Yeah, you are talking about being a skillful driver because I
Yeah.
think there are I think we call them potholes, holes in the road. So you must be skillful to avoid those. But also being a good driver means being careful and following the rules, like not driving too fast, being considerate of other drivers. That means making their life easier, and following rules like stopping at traffic lights and following all the signs. Are they good like that where you live?
No, they
Good.
are very bad in that option.
So skillful, but not really good at following the rules. Can you give me an example?
Well, for example, once I saw how a car at a fantastic speed ran over a pedestrian crossing with people crossing at that moment.
Oh dear. Drove through, I suppose we would say. Yeah, good vocabulary there. Fantastic speed. That means very fast. Sorry, I'll come to you a second. Pedestrian crossing. Yeah, if you can use specialist driving language, the examiner will be happy. So pedestrian crossing, if you don't know, is a place where pedestrians, the walking people cross, and it usually has the stripes looking like a zebra. We call it a zebra crossing. Your hand is up. What do you want to say?
So motorcycles and electric scooters might break the rules even more.
How so?
Well, for example, they can break the rules on the road, run over the pedestrian crossing when the people are crossing, and even they might even get onto the path on which the people are walking on.
Yeah, do you know that word? You don't know the word, do you? I don't think. Pavement. Do you know the word pavement?
Yes, I know.
Yes. Yeah. So if you practice things like this at home, maybe get your specialist driving vocabulary. Yeah, pavement. Well, that's the British English word for the place at the side of the road where pedestrian, that's walkers, walk. I think we've talked for over 5 minutes, which would probably be normal in the exam, but maybe we can do one more about electric cars. So I don't know that much about them, but we talked a bit earlier. Let's try this. How popular are electric cars in your country?
In my opinion, electric cars are very popular in Russia. So, mostly on the roads you see electric cars because most people think that electric cars might be faster.
Yeah, good. So I've seen some reasons they say they're better. So electric cars are, according to the internet, cheaper to run. That is because you don't have to buy petrol for them. But they are more expensive to buy initially. They also give a smoother and quieter drive. So you're a bit young to drive now, but when you drive, do you think you'd like to try a traditional petrol car or an electric car?
Traditional petrol car.
Really? Will they still be available when you start driving in 10 years? We don't know. Why would you want that kind of car?
Well, because electric cars might have an electric problem, which is much harder and more expensive to fix than in a normal car.
Good. Well, that's a good logical answer with good English. I don't know if it's completely true. I don't even drive, so I don't really know. You don't. I know you don't drive either, but it was good English and it sounds believable. Electric cars are harder to fix than petrol cars. Maybe some drivers can give us some feedback about the difference between these two cars. Anyway, sadly, we will have to end things. So well done. Let's just do a recap, Vavara. So what have we done in today's live stream?
So we had our IELTS presentation. Then we started doing the test. We did part 1, part 2, and part 3. Well, not finished part 3, of course.
Well, kind of we did, because in the exam, how long will part 3 be?
Well, 5 minutes, I think. So.
Yeah, so once you've done 5 minutes, it's kind of finished. These were just example questions. I don't think it will be possible for the examiner to do all of the questions. So we kind of finished it. Yeah, so we started with the usual introduction. We did what did we do? We just introduced IELTS, the different skills, and when you, the different parts for each skill. Yeah, then we did part 1 in class, simple personal questions, then part 2, the speech, and then part 3, discussion questions.
Oh.
Okay, so I'm just going to show you my YouTube channel. This is where to look. Please subscribe. I will appreciate that so I can grow the channel. And you're going to tell us about the next live stream. When's the next live stream?
Well, the next live stream, it is on this week, yes, Mr. Chris?
Yes, it's tomorrow. I have it somewhere. If I'm clever, I can even put it on the stage, can I?
Yes.
What time is it, remember?
I can't remember, but can I say?
I'm trying to think. It's Thursday, blah, blah, blah. No, I can't think. Can you say what?
I am planning a present perfect continuous live stream on the next week.
Yes. Okay, what have I done? Yeah, next week we will do a grammar live stream. We'll give you details of this. Is this the correct one? This is reading. Have I got this right? Yeah, IELTS reading tomorrow. We tried this 2 weeks ago, but sadly, teacher Chris made a few terrible mistakes, so we killed that live stream. I've sent it up to outer space, and we're going to do it again. And there we go. And we have the girl advertising with an eagle on her shoulder. Why is the eagle there?
Well, it is scanning the text.
Yes, the eagle is the king of reading because eagles have eagle eyes. That's an expression in English. It means you have a very good eye. You can see things. Yes, we'll talk about that. That's tomorrow, 7 p.m. Beijing time. It might take. We have quite a long time, maybe an hour and a half. I'm game, says Risa. Do you know what that means for Vara?
No.
That means, yeah, I'm interested. I want to do that. Okay, Risa, we look forward to seeing you. Please, anyone in the audience today, why don't you come on stage one time? Send me a message and I can send you the backstage link. And you can be like my co-host, Vavara. Thank you for everyone who came, especially student Risa, contributing, sending us little messages. Mm-hmm. And a big thanks to now my regular co-host, Vavara. Thanks, Vavara.
Okay. Co-presenter.
Yeah. Do you want to say goodbye to everyone?
Yes, goodbye, everybody.
goodbye, and I hope we see you all tomorrow at 7 p.m. Beijing time for our IELTS reading. Okay, bye-bye, everyone. Over and out.
Goodbye. Goodbye.